please join me in the pledge of our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is the fun meeting, at least it's the fun meeting for me. It's the final one, and Joe says he's going to have me back. I'd like to thank everyone for their wonderful, wonderful support this year, particularly this year because it was a difficult one for me in many ways. And yet, I didn't feel that we made strides that I would like to have seen, but we're still going in the right direction. And I'm rather excited that we have John Gordon's in charge of our community block grant monies to get the building part done that we want. And that's going to be a big thing. So hopefully that will be happening soon. This year, Georgia, if you'll stand, please, because I want you to. In spite of all her problems with the program, and she was going to quit on us because of it, it wasn't her fault, and I thought she did a wonderful job, and I'd like to show my appreciation. All of the board and the directors have really been guiding lights. And Diane Healy, our second vice president, Diane, if you would come forth, please. And she has done a wonderful, wonderful job with our membership, and we continue to grow. And those of you who perhaps didn't get our first membership directory, she has some of them up there, so make sure you get that. Thank you, Diane. Our recording secretary, Penny. When I call your name, please come forward. I don't think there's a more important job, particularly with the Historical Society, than keeping accurate minutes. And Penny's done a great job on that. Thank you. I don't see Culver here this evening. Culver did a wonderful job for us as corresponding secretary. And I think it's one of the most important jobs as far as image building for our organization, in that when someone donates an article, it is so important to get out that very, very prompt thank you. And he's done a wonderful job on that, as well as other letters that we've needed ready. Bart, did I catch you with a mouthful? Bart's done a great job on our as treasurer and has kept us in good standings with all the business merchants downtown and has given us a wonderful report at the board meetings of a regular full printed treasurer's report, and we appreciate that. Thank you. Kenny Prestisator isn't here, and certainly Kenny has given us a lot of his support this last year, and has the directors, other directors besides the officers, John Gordon, and I thought I saw John. He was here, and John has left. Okay. As I mentioned, he's taken on the chairmanship of the building, the current building projects. Linda Kelly. And Linda has helped with Ways and Means, and she also represented us at the Kiwanian Table Tea. Yeah, it's okay, Joe. Yeah. I don't see Susie Kramer here, but Susie was great in getting a good slate of officers and a wonderful incoming president. Cheryl Love. And of course, Cheryl was our monthly raffle chairperson, helping Bart put money in the bank each time. We appreciate that. Bobby Battler. Bobby, of course, has been our photo archivist and has been busy when anyone has wanted to purchase photographs from the museum, has had to go and make copy negatives and then get the size that they need. So there's a lot of running around besides filing of the photographs, and she's done a great job. So thank you. And Skater. And of course, we wouldn't have the museum open if it wasn't for Skater getting the docents to work on a regular basis. And even though she's lost the list and she's gotten mixed up, she always comes through. Thank you. She always does. Rose Mnuchin is one who's always helped whenever we need it, wherever we need it. We appreciate that. I don't see Rose this evening. Norma continues to give us one of the best organizational newsletters of any organization, and to the fact that we have been copied all around the San Gabriel Valley of other historical societies. And Stan West. Stan's another very special person too, because he too helps wherever is needed. And I think that that is so important, is because all of us have little special areas, and some of us prefer to work in those areas, but there's always the jobs that aren't filled, and Stan's always offering it, so he comes through in that area. Appreciate that. Another one who would be in that very same type of category is Mary Young. And Mary, I would describe as, besides that previous description, that she's the best assistant any treasurer could have. Helen Chapman, our lithograph chairman, isn't here. Dorothy Rainey is not here. Eleanor Rich. Eleanor is another great PR person that we have for this society, and she's always promoting us, and she is an excellent tour guide. She takes it very seriously. Thank you. Another very good docent that we have who's not here this evening is Mel Stevens. And Mel, too, takes his job very seriously, and he's very knowledgeable on some of the things that others of us are not, just because he knows about them and is interested. Our publicity chairman could not come, Paulette Downey, and she has done a wonderful job, particularly having never had the position of publicity person before. And she was given a little notebook of what to do, who to call, when, and where. And she has, each time, we've had some great publicity. So I think we'll continue in that area. On our refreshments, Sandy and Denise. Denise isn't here tonight either. Where is she?
She's in Oregon.
She's in Oregon. Oh, that's a good place to be. I'll ask if you will take that to her. And of course, no one knows better than my husband the excellent refreshments. Joe will sample them before the meeting to make sure they're okay. And of course, they don't hold the position of officer. They don't hold the position of chairman. They're not actually on the board of directors. But without Kay Hall and Linda Price,
We do have a title. Queen of the Latrine.
excellent, Queen of the Latrine. I like that. Is that for media? But without them, we wouldn't really have the wonderful displays in the museum that we do have. And I'd like you two to come forth also. I think I just squished these both down in here. And I did see Helen Chapman walk in, so Helen, if you would come forward, please. You're not guilty, huh? That's what they all say when they go to jail. And Helen, as I mentioned before, has been our lithograph chairman, and we thank you very, very much. You're welcome. And I think it's important to not just to thank our board members, because without all of you, without the support from everybody, those of you who have served as docents, those of you who have helped with fundraising, have helped with the cleaning projects, have helped with donations, that's the combined togetherness that's needed for the success of the society. And again, I thank you, and it's a delight for me to present our Mayor Pro Tem, Marshall Mao, and he's going to do our installation this evening.
Thank you, Anna. It's a real pleasure and a privilege for me to be here tonight to install the new directors that are coming in, as well as the officers. I first became a member of the Historical Society about 5 years ago, and then the Board of Directors 4 years ago. And so it's just nice to be a part of the process and part of the continuum that goes on with our society. What I'm going to do first will be to call forward the new directors that are going to be installed for a 3-year term tonight. So that would be for 1992, 93, 94, 95. And as I call your name, if you would please come forward. Helen, if I can have you come forward once again, please. Diane Healy. Culver Eaton, he's not here tonight. Nelson Price. Dorothy Rainey's not here tonight. Eleanor Rich, if I can have you come forward. And Mel Stevens is the other director, but I don't believe that he's here tonight. So if I can have you come forward and just give you your charge here, if I may. The Board of Directors of the Glendora Historical Society constitutes the government and policy-making authority of the organization. It authorizes the program of work, controls its properties, approves the budget, receives and acts on committee recommendations, and promotes the general activities of the Historical Society. I hereby charge each one of you with the responsibilities of a director in accordance with the bylaws of the Glendora Historical Society. Do you accept the responsibility hereby entrusted to you for the 1992-1993 term of office, as well as the following 2 years of your term also? Okay. Well, you're officially installed now as directors. Okay. And in addition, some of these individuals will be coming forward here also. We'll start off with Ida Fakasi. I'm not sure if she knows that she's an officer again this year, but she is by virtue of her role as immediate past president, which makes her parliamentarian of the group. And as parliamentarian, you will act as advisor to the president, the board of directors, and the entire Glendora Historical Society in regards to any procedural matters or any other types of advice that they might require. Bart Young, as treasurer, if I can have you come forward. Bart, as treasurer, you shall receive and keep an account of all the monies paid to the society and shall disperse such funds at the direction of the board of directors. You will prepare a budget to present to the board at their August meeting and present a monthly financial report to the society. Okay, Skeeter. That part will come later. Okay, Skeeter, more officially known as Mildred Cobstep, but I think we all know her as Skeeter, will be our corresponding secretary for the coming year. And the corresponding secretary is the one who writes all official correspondence for the society as authorized by the president or his designee. Copies shall be made for the files to the recording secretary and or the curators as necessary. Penny Paulus is our recording secretary. I can have you come forward. And as recording secretary, why you shall keep an accurate record of all meetings of the society and be able, as necessary, to retrieve the official minutes and documents of former meetings or decisions for the use of the board of directors. Diane Healy, our second vice president. The second vice president shall preside at all meetings of the society in the absence of the president or the first vice president. He shall serve as membership chairperson, responsible for an accurate record of all paid members and for outreach to bring in new members. And next, for our first vice president, Georgia Hawthorne. And as first vice president, you shall preside at all meetings of the society in the absence of the president and shall serve as program chairperson, securing the program with the president's approval and introducing the speaker. And now finally, the incoming president, Nelson Price. The president shall preside at all meetings of the society, shall be an ex officio member of all committees except for the nominating committee, and with the approval of the board of directors, appoint the chairperson of all committees. It shall be his duty to attend and represent the society at all meetings and functions requiring a representative of the society or to appoint an appropriate designee. So now we get to the important question here, and I hope that you'll all be answering in the affirmative. Do you, the officers for 1992-1993, accept the responsibilities for these offices as described?
I do.
Okay. By the power vested in me as Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Glendora and my duly constituted authority of the Glendora Historical Society, I hereby declare the officers and directors of the Glendora Historical Society officially installed in the 1992-1993 term of office. Okay. Well, I think that congratulations are in order to each one of our incoming officers and directors and to the entire Glendora Historical Society for having such outstanding people available for leadership of our organization. And I'm personally honored to belong to the Glendora Historical Society and to look forward to the leadership that they will provide for us for this coming year. I think that we have a lot to look forward to. Thank you very much.
I guess it's now.
Not quite. Not quite. It is, but it is close.
Working out this big gavel.
It is my pleasure to present to you this gavel, a brand new gavel of your very own. And in case that one disappears, this was presented to me last year. It's nothing like having it back. And I'd also like Kate and Linda to come up as soon as Linda. Here, let's hold all three.
I like it.
You hold this one.
Hold the real one.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Well, I.
3, 6. No flash today.
Linda,
The sun's gone.
come on up. Kate, come on up.
What do we do now?
Now they want to know what they did. Well,
You spent too much money.
yes, Bart, that is for you. That is for you, Bart. In checking our gavel that's been so wonderful for us, it states on it that it was presented by Elmer A. Wright to the Glendora Historical Society in 1952. I have a feeling that may have been the first one, having been chartered in 49. I'm not positive of that. But we thought it was about time that it goes into our archives. And since Nelson has 2 now, quite do it. So, okay.
I want to personally thank Ida. She is going to be very difficult to follow. Yeah. I'm sure everybody
Yeah, I
is.
think she would look funny in the dress.
Thank you.
I thought that was going to help. I'm sorry.
Yes. Ida, I got to do the nice job. Ida Percassi, as president, 1991-92. For a job well done, the Glendora Historical Society wishes to present you with a tulip tree to be planted to add to the beauty of your home, and you just call Rainbow Garden Nursery, and your tree will be delivered and planted.
Oh.
I thought you needed that more than another class.
George, excuse me, you said it would be planted?
It will be
Oh.
planted. That's why I did it, Joe. That way.
Thank you.
We'd like to make a short, short business meeting, and then we can get to the questions in a minute. I have a sweet tooth, so it's recording secretary, Penny,
Yes.
could you do the report?
You want me to?
Yes, on the 28th of May.
Okay. Glendora Historical Society General Meeting, May 18, 1992, Bidwell Forum at 7 o'clock. The general meeting was opened by Georgia Hawthorne as Ida Percassi was recovering from surgery. I read the minutes of the March 30th meeting. They were approved as read. Bart Young reported a bank balance of $8,900. Diane Healy reported the membership at 203 members. Dues end in June, and the New Year's dues are due July 1st. A get-well card was sent to Ida from the Historical Society. There was no curator report at this time, and Skeeter announced that she needs docents for June and July. The Ways and Means announced, I'm afraid there might be a little discrepancy here because I didn't understand my own notes, but I believe we had a profit of $82 at the Orange Blossom Festival at Heritage Park. And if there's any question on that, or if somebody else knows, that's what I had down on my notes. The nomination committee presented the slate of officers for 92-93. No nominations were made from the floor. Mary Young moved to accept the nominations as presented. Elizabeth seconded it. It was moved, seconded, carried. Ida Meacham was our nominee to the Coordinating Council for the Humanitarian Award. She was honored at their meeting in May. John Gordon will check on the grant for the doors of the museum and the type that will be fitting the museum. Bruce Johnson shared his train collection with us and gave us a little information about his collection. Georgia then introduced Fred Kuntz, who gave us an informative slideshow of the Santa Fe Steam Engine 3751. After the presentation, refreshments were served. The next general meeting in July will introduce the new officers for 92-93. Respectfully submitted, Penny Paul.
Have there been any corrections or additions? Calls. The minutes were approved as read. The corresponding secretary, Skeeter.
Since I've been doing that, since Culver wasn't here, Skeeter thought that was my job. So I said I didn't mind, and I won't come all the way up here because we have a lot of little things here. We did get a letter from Mike Rubel, and he said, "Dear Mr. Price, thank you for asking me to join the Glendora Historical Society. Please forgive me, my personal history has proved that group activities are beyond my abilities. I never bore people with the truth, and when I do talk, my mind is generally not in gear. Thank you sincerely. Your society does a lot for Glendora, and a lot of wonderful friends of mine do belong. In appreciation, I remain your portly farmer, Michael C. Rubel." And there's a little note here to Mr. Rubel from the 5th grade that he showed his farm. So we have that little note, and we have some Historical Society, the Covina Ladies Women's Club are having an annual potluck picnic on August the 9th at 3 o'clock to 6. And it's at the Covina Women's Club. What I'm going to do is leave some of this correspondence out so you can
get some information. But basically, it's to honor Bobby Battler has produced a video of early Covina, and we will have the opportunity to view it at that picnic. So if you're interested in going, it's at 3 o'clock, and it's in Covina at the Women's Club. And this will be with the correspondence. If you want to get any more information, you can. We have several historical society from other areas that have their newsletter, and if you'd like, you can scan through it, but it will be in with the correspondence. The State Library also has some information regarding some of the different libraries that are in the areas and everything, and it's a pretty big packet. I don't think you'd want me to go through it, but it will be in the packet for you to take a look at. There's some, thought we might be interested in this. I might give this to you, Nelson. Collect wrappers from the candy bars, and every candy bar wrapper you send in, you get 5 cents. So if it's a fundraiser, and I know we all have such a sweet tooth, so you might be interested in doing that. Then there is this is a Western glass auction, and it features over 600 antique bottles, flasks, marbles, tokens, tins, and advertising. And this auction, the closing date of this auction is August 21st, and there's all kinds of information on it, and I don't know if the Historical Society is interested in it, but it will be here with all this tonight. And there is something from the Hotel Queen Mary and the Spruce Goose. They have some programs going. I don't know if it's good anymore because I understand they're closing, so you could take a look at that too. Yes. Oh, because of their closing? Okay, well, the information's in that little envelope if you're interested. And the same with Disneyland. No, more information on group rates. And then here's another Historical Society from the Valley, and that should be it. So take a look. I'll leave it on one of the tables here for you to take a look at, and then I'll collect it all before the end of the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Barb is the treasurer's report.
Yes, we have a treasury and a couple of banks. The checking account, after paying a couple of bills tonight, is $2,402. Rounded off to the nearest dollar, $2,402. The savings account is $6,458 as of the end of June. Currently earning about $20 per month interest, 3% or whatever they give us. The total of those two accounts is $8,860. Now what I show as a deposit for the Orange Blossom Festival, since it was mentioned, is $71.28, which was the receipts for that late date in May, as I recall. Okay.
Diane Healy, our membership report. Do we have any new members?
We surely do. We have several new members. John Cullen, Bill and Diana Williams, who are with us this evening, Kenneth Wilmarth, Robert and Margaret Young, Isaac and Elsie Ringer, Art and Mary Cook, Annette Whistler, Joe and Joseph Probst, Scott and Paula Baker, Sharon Meyer, Florence Price, Maria Bandy, Jewel Kretzinger, Margaret Austin, and we have 3 new life members, Sarah Ludwig, Sue Bauer, and Idella Cloutman, who is with us tonight. Dues are now due.
Do we have any guests here tonight? And if we do, could you stand and introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Harry Sprague. My wife Shirley.
Program chairman.
I'm on?
You're on.
Oh, well, I have nothing to report on programs coming up. The people people I'm trying to get hold of are teachers, and they're not around in summertime. Because I called Cal Poly and let them know he's in Cal now. So I'm trying to get the author of the tour book that we have had, that we're selling now. And so we'll see about that for
September 28th.
September 28th will be our next program. And I hope everything works out better this year than last year. Because I swear I'm going to quit the next time somebody refuses or doesn't bother showing up.
Our committee chairman report, curators report, Linda and Kay.
Just because I'm not married to him, he can't remember my name.
Be a lot of work if it's the other way around.
Okay. Well, I was just going to talk about the furs. A few months ago, Marion Poole donated a black beaded 1920s dress to us. And we now have that on display. But a few weeks ago, she donated a bunch of furs. We have 5 fur collars from her, plus 3 fur pieces and a fur hat, and so on and so forth. We add all that to some of the existing furs that we have at the museum. And we're going to be making a display sometime in November. We decided it wouldn't be too appropriate for 100-degree temperature weather, so we'll wait until November to put them on display. We have had a gentleman from Vaughn's Furriers in Arcadia came out and talked with us yesterday and identified the various pieces of fur. And we really were surprised at some of the fur, the kinds that we have a coyote collar, we have a possum, a collar made from possum, we have sheared beaver, I can never remember that, okay, sheared beaver, pieces of that fur. We have rabbit, black rabbit, white rabbit, a white hat that someone had, the hat is all handmade, white rabbit fur. And about a year ago, Ida Meacham donated a 1910 traveling dress to us. And it's a beautiful little thing with this gorgeous brown fur around the collar and down the front and around the sleeves. And I was just so proud of that. And I we didn't know what kind of fur it was, but it was nice and beautiful brown. We assumed it was mink. Dark brown, yeah. It could be mink. It probably was mink, right? Well, Steve told us yesterday it's dyed skunk. This was something that they did quite often in the 1910 and 20s. They dyed skunk and used it as, fur pieces. And it's very pretty fur when it's dyed. It's not black and white. So anyway, we hope that when we finally do get this display up, that you will come to the museum and see it. We already had a child's ermine collar, or cape. And then we had another collar, I don't remember what it was, what he said it was. But anyway, so.
We had it marked there.
Yeah,
we take notes with it.
Right, we haven't memorized it all yet. But anyway, so we'll have a variety of fur pieces, and the little the fur pieces themselves, the little critters, the feet, face, and ears, and all that stuff, tail, they're stone marked, and they're quite pretty too. We have 3 of those. So, yesterday when he was telling us about them, he gave us what he figures is a pretty close date on all the pieces. And he did that by looking at the back side of the collars and looking at the stitching, the type of stitching that they used when they were, doing this. And so we have them all the way from 1900 on up into the 40s and 50s maybe. So we have quite a variety. The furs we have probably they're not in as good a shape as they would be had they all been kept in cold storage all these years. He told us, Gene, didn't he say that the animal furs have a natural oil to them and it can't be replaced? And when they're not kept in the proper temperature, these oils disappear, and they can't be replaced in any way. So ours are not in perfect condition. but to our eye, you know, none of us probably, I don't know, anybody here is an expert furrier, let me know, but to our eye, you know, they look fine, they look gorgeous, most of them, so they'll make a nice display.
Did he tell you what to do with them to preserve them?
No, well, he told us how to keep them at the museum, you know, in the coolest part of the museum, how to hang the little critters on a hanger and cover them up with cloth. They're so cute little critters. I like it. But anyway, how to hang them on a hanger and put a pillowcase over them. You first need to be kept in something that can breathe. And so he told us how to do that. He is going to clean them for us free of charge at his establishment in Arcadia. And this man's name is Steve Zaslaw, and he is a Glendora resident, and he is a third-generation furrier. He lives up by you guys. Behind you, that's right, yeah. So he seemed to be very, very knowledgeable and very comfortable with the information he was giving us on the dates and everything. Okay?
It really was interesting. We have a nice variety. He says they're not valuable, but it's still interesting. I wanted to say a few things. I wish Culver Heaton were here tonight because he was the one really responsible for getting our beautiful oak table that we have now up in the loft. It's almost 4 feet wide by 8 feet long, and it was used in City Hall upstairs when they had the old council meetings upstairs where the mayor's office is now. It was taken out and it was offered to the Visitor Center and nobody seemed to want it, and Culver said, well, the Historical Society wants it, because I had mentioned, and he, like I said, was responsible for acquiring it and helping to arrange the moving of it, and I came and opened up and there were 5 of them hauling it in and up the stairs and in pieces and then assembling it, and it really is pretty. It's just what we need there. It's much better than the rickety folding ones. So anyway, when you see him, tell him thank you for that too, because it really was because of him. Another thing I want to mention is, I know you all know that Brad Posey has retired, our police chief, and one day he and Bob Kim were going through some old papers in his office, and they called me over, and I looked to see if the museum would be interested in anything, and of course, I thought, yes. And he said he was still going through things, and I said, fine, you keep whatever you want, but just don't throw anything out. Give it to us and let us throw out. And there's some neat stuff there, like pictures of opening of the freeway in the Glendora area, and Sally Rand's funeral thing, what do you call it, memorial, what do you call it, the little thing they give you, memorial card. Just neat little things like that we don't have things like that in the museum. So I haven't heard back lately from him, but I'm sure we'll get some good things from that. Well, who mentioned? Georgia mentioned about the book. It is here. We have it. It's for $7, and we will make a $2 profit on each book that we sell in the society. The list price in the back is $9.95, but we're selling them for $7. So we have them tonight,
And we are listed in it.
yes, we are listed several places in it, Glendora and Glendora Historical Museum. So it's a nice resource for people that want to plan an outing, weekend outing, or just a day, afternoon trip. It's listed by areas and by interests. So it's a nice little book. You might want to pick up a copy. And does anyone have any questions about anything that's happening at the museum, or anything that we can, anything that you want to see, or
If you have anything down from the earthquake,
Just a couple minor. Yeah,
Nothing.
The little card. I think it's ammonia, smelling salts. Little egg-like thing, carved out of wood, and that fell off the shelf, and that's all that I know.
did it break or?
No more little things for us to see.
Well, that's hard to tell.
Yeah, that's different, but I meant actual, like.
A couple of perfect pictures.
we were lucky.
docent.
That's right. Okay.
Docent report, Skeeter.
Yes,
Try it again.
and it is. There's the time. I do two things at once here, if I may. I'm going to pass around the list, and you know what it's for. I need one person on August 2nd, and Bill on the 9th, 16th, 23rd, need someone else on the 30th, and September is wide open. And we're going to have a docent training on August 10th at 7 p.m. So any of you people who are new but would like to be a docent, we'd love to have you. And I like to think of it as just being in your own home and welcoming people there, you know, and let them ask you things. We have had a new situation apparently where we're keeping the kitchen blocked off, which is something different and new. But it is important not to sit in a little group at the doorway and visit while people go wandering off. You don't have to follow them and watch every step. But it's sad to say that we do need people in whatever area that we have guests in. I don't have that problem in my home. I don't even know what I have. Yeah.
Sure.
I like to think of the Historical Society as kind of being like a train, and I don't know why I think of it as a train. I like trains. The last program we had, remember the little engine? Okay, I think the docents act as the power that drives the locomotive being the motor. Does that sound right? Or the locomotive maybe is a museum. I don't know what I'm trying to drive at. Anyway, there are people that are reliable, dependable, all these good things that everybody says about them. And I would like to give them a citation at this point. Would Eulaline, well, she's not here, Jean West, Idella Cloutman, and Ida Meacham, please come forward.
Like a traffic jam.
These ladies are ladies who have put in the most hours as docents. They've all put in more than 20 hours in this last year. They're not a member of the board, but they're the reliable kind of people that I call and say, can you come? Can you come? I'm in a jam. Please come. I
lost the list. I don't know where
yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you just help me get this straightened out? And we want to thank you very much.
Well,
Thank you.
This next is particularly interested in is the tour chairman. We're starting this up. It's the we haven't done this in a long time, and it's Cheryl Love.
I'm smiling because our new president is very persuasive. He asked me 3 times, and I thought I said no all the time. And I finally called Ida, and I said, did I say I have to do that? He said, I think so.
I was on my knees begging, you know. She couldn't see that in the phone, but.
So I gave his wife a list about this long and said, choose one. So the trip we have planned is going to be Saturday, October 17th to the Richard Nixon Library and Birthplace. And it'll come out in the new brochure, and it will say that it's hosted by the Glendora Historical Society. It'll be 9:30 a.m. to 3:30. The cost will be $7. We'll leave at the Cullen and Mountain View Avenue parking lot, and we'll probably stop for lunch at the Plantation Restaurant. And mail-in registration will begin on Thursday, August 27th for all Glendora residents, but you can actually mail it in as long as it's postmarked at our favorite post office by Tuesday, August 25th. You'll be okay. And you will be getting them in the mail if you're a Glendora resident. If not, you can stop at either the LaFetra Center, the Legion Building, City Hall, the library, wherever else we have them piled up. We're talking about going to the El Monte Historical Museum in spring. They have a 10,000 square foot museum that'll lot of people have been talking about. And we may go to either a tea or they're having an auction, I believe, in April. And several of them came to our auction, so we thought we might want to return the favor and go to their auction. And in answer to a question Bobby had, the city's having a Queen Mary and Spruce Goose trip that may be your last chance. We got the same letter the Historical Society got in the mail, and I was going, oh no, I planned the trip, it's not going to be happening. And instead of saying that they're canceling on us when we had confirmed reservations, they're reducing the cost. So the cost in the brochure is actually $3 more than we're going to charge. We'll pass that on. It's Wednesday, August 12th from 9:15 to 4:15, and the cost reduced $3 is now $14, including your transportation.
To go to the...
Queen Mary and Spruce
Well,
Goose.
I'm getting back to Nixon.
Nixon.
Is this a bus?
It's a bus, and you sign up through City Hall. We did it so we could keep the cost down as much as we could. But you have to wait. Nobody knows about it really officially until the brochures come out. And thank you, Nelson.
I think that's pretty reasonable for down there and get in and back home again for $7. Photo market, Bobby? Do you have anything? Move right along here. Publicity. Paul. Let's grab channel and call it Hebrews. Yeah. That too. Newsletter of Chairman. Norma.
Nothing.
She likes zucchini, by the way, though.
Sunshine.
Leave it on your
Chairman.
report.
Diane.
I don't have a report, so I guess everybody's been well. But if anybody does know of someone that is ill or needs sympathy or something, please let me know that I can get a card to them. Thank you.
Thank you. Did everybody enjoy the potluck tonight? All those ladies? Oh,
Sandy picked up plates and did a lot of it. I just came and set up.
After all the trouble she's had with her water being shut off and pulling her hair out.
My husband's sore muscles digging a trench.
Refreshment chairman is Sandy, and she brought the cake. And
Didn't pay for it
I had to talk her into that.
Talk to Bart.
On unfinished business, community development block grant, John, do you report on that?
About 3 months ago, I asked me to head up this committee, and I don't think I knew what I was getting into. The red tape, I think the meetings that we've had, Al Levine in charge of the redevelopment agency, I've had about 3 meetings with him, and we had to meet with the county people. They have certain standards that we have to follow, and met with the city building inspector. Anyway, I think we're coming together. We Harold Hersher got the bid, and we hope to be started about next week or the following week, I think. So hopefully in about a month or 2, we'll have a new door on the museum, and I think it will be a major improvement.
That's the
2 front doors where they used to have the fire engines that would enter. Both of those doors are being replaced with a facade, not new doors, but we want them to look like what the original doors look like. They won't be where you can open them up, but at least they'll have the original look. Along with that, we have some crown molding that we have planned in the old part of the museum, as well as 2 ceiling fans in the newer wing of the museum. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any unfinished business they'd like to report? New business. This year we're starting a new program, and I hope you like them. It's the new membership sign-in book. We're just starting that again. Diane's holding it up right there. in 50 years, we'd like to know that we were here. And we ran across several of them in the old storage room. And that kind of gave me the idea of starting that up again. And historical tour from Cheryl. And on September 19th, we are going to attempt to have a garage sale. It will be held on the museum lawn, and I hope everybody would bring some stuff they're trying to get rid of. And we will open up the museum from 6 to 8 o'clock on a Friday evening if you can't make it on a Saturday morning. And we're trying to get rid of some old stuff, and it'll just be straight profit for us from the Historical Society. Also, on August 22nd, it's going to be the flashback on the the 50s JC, I'm sorry, flashback. And they're having us, they would like to have us put up a food booth or something like that, but it's going to charge us $75.
No way.
I haven't got to that part yet. Now here it comes. If you would like that, we will proceed with that, but if not, we just ignore it.
Well, shall I tell about last year?
Go right ahead.
No, we worked very hard, and with what we did nachos. And Ken Prestisator made us a table to go across the front of the booth that had holes in it. We put our crock pots in, and I forgot, we made very little money, $35. And it was just for all the work and everybody being there, the $75 that you have to put out, you have to sell a heck of a lot of nachos at $1 a piece to do anything, and it was just, it's a lot of work. And I don't think, there were some there that thought, boy, they were really going to clean up on hot dogs and things, and they didn't. Along with us, they lost a lot of money. We were lucky to clear $35.
Kiwanis donated 2,000 hot dogs to the boys' home.
That's how many you
That's how many they had left over.
Well, the thing that happened last year, I think Napoli's came in and sold, it's all the commercial things that came in and had booths, and they can do it.
There was just too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I move that we do not do this year.
Seconded. Does anybody else have any new business? No. We do have a raffle tonight, and it's $1 each. And Eleanor Rich, will you have the raffle?
We are raffling off tour book. Anybody should buy 5 tickets? Last chance.
Those tour books, my daughter was very thrilled to get one. They're a young couple, and those were places for them to go this summer. And there were a lot of things that gave them places to go without really any cost, or a very slight cost, all over the Southern California here. I thought it'd make a good Christmas gift. And did anybody see Sally Rand doing the fan dance on television the other night on one of the old newsreels? And she had fans, and she went behind the screen, and all the flowing garments came off, and she posed. And,
Is that actually good?
yes.
Does anyone here know anything about old movie projectors? Someone donated a movie projector to us. What was the year? 1920s, I think it was. It's missing the belt that you need to go from, what?
That's a metal bell.
That's a what?
It's a metal, it's like a spring bell.
Oh, okay, well, that's what it's missing.
What size is it?
It's a 16 millimeter.
and it had 5 little films with it, and one of them is an Our Gang comedy film.
Now, does Marty know anything? He did donate some film stuff at one time, didn't he, on larger things? So I wonder if he knows anything about them.
Okay, so, all the tickets are going to sell. I'm ready. We got our outgoing president. Can I choose my own? Seven, three, six. 7, 8, 3. 7, 3, 6, 7, 8, 3.
Barks. I got it.
Your choice, the t-shirt or the tour book?
Did they get one once?
No.
Okay, t-shirt.
Extra large, extra large.
It's not that one to show.
This is a medium.
Well,
There is
there's-
extra large.
That's close
Coming
enough.
out of the museum.
I'll see you later. Okay, and what our income.
Which number do you have?
Seven, 3, 6, 8, 1, 4.
He's fine.
About 30 years.
Okay, our next board meeting will be on a Monday, August 24th, at the museum at 7 p.m. The next general meeting will be September 28th at the Biglow Forum, which is here, and it'll be at the regular time at 7 p.m. Does anybody have any other announcements?
This is an announcement, but at the auction, Bob Deary bought for $65 a light lamp post, the kind with the big ball on the top, street lamp. And it's installed. He just came home, you know, with the parts. And I said, how are you going to do this? Oh, I can do it. And he did it. He brought the electricity under the ground and up into the bricks where it was, cemented and bricked. It looks like it's been there forever, and it's between we live next door, for those who don't know it, and it's between it's in their yard, but between our houses, so that I get the benefit of it. And it's wonderful, and people are wondering if they can get one. Are there more? You know, any of you sitting?
That was donated to the Historical Society.
There were 2 that night. Kenny got one and Bob got the other one. But it's a success. And Joe?
Bob was telling me about their day, he was laughing like the dickens. He said he's got it hooked up to your meter.
I wouldn't even care. Because I get the benefit of it. I mean, it lights me up all night long, and it comes on by light and dark, you know, one of those things. But if you get another one, I've got a buyer for it.
I'll look at that. Well, this concludes the meeting for this evening. Please stay and enjoy some of that cake and conversation. Thank you.
What's the chances of me borrowing the tape from him and get it back in the morning to make him do providers presentations? Okay.
Still filming? Here we are at the Historical Society meeting located at the Visual Forum upstairs in the library. And I must say, it was one exciting show. All the candidates, all the people were elected into their thing.
That's great, no problem. So before I go, give it to me and I'll bring it to you.
Anyway, here's my mom. Just thought I'd, yeah.